Hi, today's Monday, July 28th, 2025. Before I hit the sack, before I go to bed, I would like to read this article so that I I have read more than 30 minutes today, right? I usually try to read English material for more than 30 minutes. So here we go. This article is from dailypositiveinformation.com, and the title is Five Things Doctors Say You Should Never Give Your Kids to Help Prevent Cancer. My daughters, they munch on bad foods, especially my second daughter. She likes hamburgers, pizzas, hot dogs, malatangs, uh, uh, the amok, all sorts of candies, juice, coffees, bad things, right? So I'm worried about her health. Luke was a 5-year-old boy who experienced mild symptoms briefly before his condition rapidly deteriorated. He was diagnosed with diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma, or DIPG, one of the rarest and most aggressive childhood brain cancers with virtually no chance of survival. From his first symptoms to his passing, only 17 days passed. Wow, 17 days. Luke died on April 25th after a heartbreaking sudden journey that devastated his family within days. His mother, Jill, described their heartbreak. Our boy was stolen from us, and despite their grief, they channeled their pain into advocacy, organizing a 5K run to raise funds to support DIPG research and offer hope to other families facing this devastating diagnosis. Garrett Mathias, Iowa. Garrett was another 5-year-old whose cancer journey profoundly touched hearts. Diagnosed with a rare childhood cancer, he battled the disease for nearly 10 months before passing away on July 6th. In the months prior, his doctors had informed his family that the cancer was terminal. That's bad, right? The cancer was terminal. The cancer was terminal. In the months prior, right? In the months prior. Despite his illness, Garrett approached life and death with extraordinary creativity and humor. With his parents' help, he wrote his own obituary, signed with his nickname, the Great Garrett Underpants. In it, he declared, "Funerals are sad. I want 5 bounce houses because I am 5 Batman and snow cones. When I die, I'm going to be a gorilla and throw poo at Daddy." He even requested to be buried like in Thor's movie, and later turned into a tree, symbolically living as a gorilla forever. His family honored his final wishes with a joyful celebration of life rather than a somber funeral. They continue to honor his memory by fundraising for pediatric cancer research. As parents, we do everything we can to protect our children. We read labels, plan meals, and choose products carefully. But the truth is, cancer can sometimes strike even the healthiest of children. The heartbreaking deaths of children like Luke Morin and Garrett Mathias, both only 5 years old, remind us how fragile life can be. Despite loving homes and attentive families, they were diagnosed with aggressive, late-stage cancers. Not because of something they ate, not because of bad parenting, but simply because cancer is cruel, and sometimes it's genetic. Still, doctors emphasize that while we can't control everything, we can reduce risks, especially long-term ones, by avoiding certain environmental and dietary triggers. Genetic. Here are 5 things doctors advise not to give to children to lower their chances of developing cancer later in life. 1. Ultra processed meats, hot dogs, bacon, sausages. The World Health Organization classifies processed meats as group 1 carcinogens, the same category as tobacco. Why? They contain nitrates and nitrites, preservatives that can form cancer-causing compounds in the body, especially in the colon. Children are more vulnerable because their digestive systems are still developing. What to do instead? Replace with fresh lean meats, grilled chicken, or plant-based alternatives. 2. Sugary drinks, sodas, energy drinks, even some juices. Sugar feeds inflammation, and chronic inflammation is a known risk factor for many diseases, including cancer. But beyond sugar, many popular drinks contain artificial dyes and preservatives linked to cancer in animal studies. Studies show that excessive consumption of sugary beverages in childhood is associated with higher obesity rates and a major cancer risk factor later in life. What to do instead? Offer water with fresh fruit slices or make smoothies using whole fruits. 3. Plastic containers and bottles with BP. Bisphenol A, BPA, bisphenol, right? Bisphenol or bisphenol A, commonly found in hard plastics and food containers, can leach into food or drinks, especially when heated. BPA is an endocrine disruptor, mimicking estrogen and potentially increasing the risk of hormone-related cancers like breast and prostate cancer. Even BPA-free labels may contain PPs, which may be just as harmful. What to do instead? Use glass, stainless steel, or food-safe silicone containers. 4. Heavily fried or charred foods. When foods, especially starch ones like fries, are cooked at high temperatures, they can form acrylamide, a chemical linked to DNA mutations in lab studies. Similarly, charred meats, what? Where were we? Similarly, charred meats can produce heterocyclic amines and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, both linked to cancer risk. What to do instead? Bake, steam, or roast foods at moderate temperature and avoid overly browned or blackened portions. 5. Talc-based baby powder or products with a formaldehyde. For years, talc-based baby powders have been under scrutiny due to concerns about asbestos contamination and links to ovarian and lung cancers. Some baby wipes, shampoos, and lotions also contain formaldehyde releasing preservatives, a known carcinogen. What to do instead? Choose baby products labeled talc free and formaldehyde free, and opt for neutral, natural, or organic brands with a transparent ingredient lists. Preventing cancer starts with small, everyday choices. Children's bodies are still growing and their cells are dividing rapidly, making them far more sensitive to toxins and chemical exposures than adults. You don't have to be perfect, but by removing or replacing these five things, you give your child a safer, healthier foundation. And that may be one of the greatest gifts of all. Please share this story with your family and friends and let us know what you think in comments. My daughter will revolt. I cannot pass this article, but I should somehow find a way to mention the risks associated mentioned in this article. Thanks for your effort, and I really appreciate your extra strength you went to, and also your help assist with my raising my daughters. Thanks for everything. Bye bye.